G'day and welcome to Aussievision. I'm Dale, and today we're going to be talking about semi-final one. It's the second rehearsals and the footage that we've seen. Now, we're not going to go down every single song. We'll give some brief overviews of everything, but I want to talk about some of the ones that really stood out and maybe some of the ones that sort of potentially fell away there as well. So I want to start with my winner of the day, which was Albania. It just looked incredible. That dress, just phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. Also, I love the LED use. I love the fact that they've got this kind of divide as well, which is to me telling the story of the song too. Just looked absolutely fantastic. She sounded great. Everything was brilliant. Now, I've not been a big Albania stan this season, as in people saying, oh, look, we could be going to Tirana. I love the song, and I've always supported Albania. In Eurovision, actually, they're kind of almost like my second country after Australia. But I always had a bit of concerns about this, and I must say they're starting to go away very quickly. So this looks great. I'm very impressed, and I'm obsessed with her in that dress. It's incredible. Well done to Albania. Now, the next one I want to talk about here is a bit of a surprise to me. It's Belgium. Now, I was a little bit concerned about if Red Sebastian would really own that stage. I think at the national final performance, maybe because he was up on that platform, he looked a bit tentative at times. But I really like this sort of choreography and stomping down the kind of runway and all the other Red Sebastians that are there and doing the sort of dance and choreography, and he's still sounding great. So as long as he can hit that note, or those notes, then I think this should be really positive for them. The only thing, it is a lot of red on red on red at times, but it's not always that. And I don't know. I just thought overall it worked. I don't think, for some people, everyone will be like, well, of course. But I did have some concerns about this, even from the description I think that was offered the other day. But I'm kind of liking what I see here. And then the last one I want to talk about is the Netherlands. Now, I think this is actually a bit more positive, but potentially some drawbacks too. But I'm put it here as a positive there as well, is that Claude just connects so great down that camera. And you can see they're really making that first part or the first couple of minutes song about him. There is dances, there is movement, which is not what I kind of thought from reading the description the other day, which is really good to see. They've got some violins as well. So we're keeping this sort of intimacy and making all about Claude, and apparently it does explode later on. But what I was seeing so far was that they were doing that early part well. And he looks fantastic down that camera and will connect with people too. So I can understand where Netherlands going, even though I don't think you look at that clip and go, oh my God, I'm blown away. I was just impressed that I think there is the potential for the full 3 minutes, but we have to see the full 3 minutes first anyway. On some of the downsides here, and I think there were positives out of all of these ones here. And I'm going to start with San Marino. I thought the positive was that I thought he as a DJ and the two singers worked a bit better than I was expecting. With the masks that they had, they are not pretending that they're not there. They are going to them at certain stages, which I think kind of works. And it kind of looks good with the three of them. I think that does work. I'm still not sure about the mask, but jury's out on that one. There's some nice pyro moments. There's some nice sort of lasers and stuff like that. But the rest of it, and this may be the Italian that's coming through, is very over. Positive was that I thought he as a DJ and the two singers blown, and you have all these florals, or you have these buildings, Italian buildings in the background, a bit Il Volo, with a lot of chaotic LEDs, and I just felt it all got a bit lost. So I wasn't really sure on that. And even the color scheme, I'm thinking this is a big, bold, catchy kind of number, and we've got this kind of very purpley kind of color coming through. I just wasn't convinced. I'm not anti it. I still think it can qualify, but yeah, I wouldn't have made some of those choices. But I'm also not a creative director. Also want to talk about Azerbaijan, because there's, again, a lot of great things here. I think it looks expensive, like the gold and the red look really nice. The outfits look really good. But at times together, and I was concerned about this, it goes a bit dark at times, or a darker mute color rather than a lighter one, and you've got those dark outfits, and they do get a bit lost. I know I keep going on about this, but I do think that's a problem. It all sounds good, and they're connecting with the camera great, but for a song that's a bit like this, really good studio track, I felt like we needed some bigger elements than just a couple of dances and them connecting with the camera and a halo above. I felt like it really needed to go out of the box here. And I think this all looks very, stable and good and solid, but is it enough to get them into qualification where I'm a bit worried about them? So we'll have to see the full 3 minutes, but maybe I expected more if they were going to have a better chance, I think. Iceland as well, I want to just talk about. I think overall it did look good. And their energy is great, and the LEDs kind of make sense. I think the dancers look a bit junior Eurovision, and we've got them in silver and the dancers in silver, which was the Song for Kepnen kind of approach. And they get lost because, they all get muddled up together. I don't think you need to go completely different, and they do have that kind of like a white t-shirt or something there, but I don't know. I would have preferred to see some separation between those two. I think also, look, they're not the greatest vocalists in the world, but they can sing, but I really still liked it. I just think they're starting the show, they kind of really need to nail it, and I think they got a lot of things right, but not maybe everything there as well. All right, well, let's just quickly go through some of the other ones. I'll have a quick couple of notes here. Poland, I think, looks really good. It has so much potential, and I almost wanted to put it in my top. I'm a little concerned, though, that we have these very big long shots at times where she's at the back with the big LEDs, and we have the dancers out the front, and the LEDs kind of lose their impact. I'm thinking, though, we'll see a lot of them stronger in the early part, and this is the end. So I'm willing to kind of, I'm not too worried about it. She looks fantastic. The dragons look great. I'm a bit confused with we have planets earlier, and then we have dragons. That's also a bit confusing. So I'm very excited for it. I'm a little concerned maybe there's a lot going on. There's a lot of camera cuts too. So it does give that frenetic energy where maybe we need to smooth out the staging for the frenetic energy of the song just to not overwhelm viewers, but it does look kind of incredible, and this is going to go down, and I love this song, and I love Justina. So I think this still has a lot of potential. I really like it. Slovenia, I thought looked pretty good, very intimate. The Starscape looks nice, the lights look good. I think I would have liked to see the Starscape completely, but you can't do both, right? It's pretty hard, but there were some nice moments there, and there's an intimacy there that works, and he works. I think having the dancer there is great as well. I think Estonia, very hard to tell from the clip that they gave us. LEDs with that weird cafe didn't really do much for me. It's going to be exactly what we expect from the national final, just with different LEDs and stuff like that. I think Ukraine's an interesting one. There was almost like some kind of filter over the top, which I'm not sure about. But when they had some great impacts, like the LED floor, I think that worked really well. I think that had a real pop to it, and I love their outfits and some lovely sweeping shots as well. But yeah, I'm not sure on that filter yet. I need to see the whole thing. Sweden, exactly what we expected from a reduced melody festival and like a slightly smaller, I think, sauna, I think it is, and the three dances, which I think worked fine. People were going on about the orangeness of it all, and it is very orange, but I'm thinking maybe, are we going sunset into nighttime with the lasers maybe, and we're going to see a different color palette come through? I imagine something like that, because yeah, if it was orange that way the whole way through, I think that would be more of an issue, but I doubt it will be, so it's fine. Portugal was a very sort of intimate performance, not a lot going on the LEDs. I wasn't sure with the blue with their outfits. I'm not sure if that all worked together. I feel like this is a very warm and lovely song, and I don't know, I would have liked to have seen something that was a bit softer in their LED choices. But again, we've got 30 seconds and things could be different throughout the song. But keeping it simple, I think, is good for Portugal here, because that's their unique selling point as well. Norway next, and it's exactly what we expected from MGP taken to the Eurovision stage. Looks good, great lighting, the fire comes up, sailing through, not a problem. Not doing anything different and groundbreaking, but very, very solid Norway, and a little sleeper one there about how that could do, because it looks very slick and solid. Cyprus, I think I probably expected more from what we saw about how the visual would look. They kind of go into that aspect change and draw it out with the Vitruvian Man. I'm not sure that had maybe the impact that they were hoping. Maybe it's just me. I think with the big white light behind, which is great, it kind of, I felt like sometimes the silhouette got a little lost. So maybe that's just a bit of a lighting thing to slightly fix up a little bit there. But the rest of it does have impact. It does look really good. There was at times when maybe it wasn't super light, that maybe the dark on the dark didn't work with the choreography as well. But we'll see. We'll see how this works out there, because I think it has a lot of potential. It was a very hard to tell from that 30 seconds. Not negative on it, not super positive on it. Very holding back about how I feel about that one at the moment. And sorry, Croatia, of course. Actually, I think this looks pretty good. I'm not a big fan of this song, but I do like the outfit change. I think lots of different lights going on. Green is always a very tricky choice to do. Like the shake of when he says something. I hope it's not throughout the whole song, because that could get a bit annoying after a while. But I think this is looking like they're putting a bit of production around it, and maybe they can polish this up to get a better result than I was thinking they were going to get. I still think it's a bit of an ask to get out of that semi-final, but hey, stranger things have happened. Anyway, that's all the songs. Those are my winners, some of the ones I thought maybe needed a bit more, and the rest there as well. So we'll do it all again for the next semi-final, and I can't wait to see what Australia's got. Catch you later.